Afghanistan, a land of extraordinary beauty and complexity, sits in a unique geographical location. It is a strategic crossroads between Central, South, and West Asia, a meeting and clashing point of ancient cultures. Its history is an intricate mosaic of empires, cultures, and conflicts, all of which have shaped the identity of a resilient people. This journey through the centuries will reveal how Afghanistan has been at the epicenter of events that have reverberated far beyond its borders. Since ancient times, Afghanistan has been an important center of civilization, witnessing the rise and fall of powerful kingdoms. Its valleys and mountains have guarded the secrets of its peoples and traditions that have enriched human heritage. In the 6th century BC, the region was included in the Persian Achaemenid Empire, absorbing cultural and administrative influences. This domination marked the beginning of a long period of interaction with the great powers of the time. A pivotal moment occurred in the 4th century BC with the conquest by Alexander the Great. His campaign left an indelible mark, introducing elements of Hellenistic culture to Central Asia. After Alexander's death, Hellenistic kingdoms, such as Bactria, arose and flourished for centuries. These kingdoms served as a bridge between the Greek world and Eastern civilizations, promoting cultural and artistic exchange. Subsequently, Afghanistan saw the rise and fall of powerful Buddhist empires, including the Kushan Empire. Under the Kushans, the region became a hub for the spread of Buddhism. These empires promoted a syncretic art and culture, facilitating the spread of Buddhism throughout Asia. Their artwork, such as the sculptures of Gandhara, demonstrate a unique fusion of styles. Afghanistan thus became a vibrant center of cultural and religious exchange. Influences from India, China, and the Greco-Roman world converged here, creating an environment of extraordinary intellectual and spiritual richness. The arrival of Islam in the 7th century marked a turning point for the region. Conversion was gradual, but profoundly transformed Afghan society and culture, introducing new laws and traditions. Afghanistan was integrated into powerful Islamic empires, such as those of the Ghaznavids and the Ghurids. These empires helped consolidate the Islamic presence and develop a rich artistic and literary tradition. Under their aegis, important cities and mosques were built, which still testify to the grandeur of that era. These structures were not only places of worship, but also centers of knowledge and community life. In the 13th century, Genghis Khan's Mongol invasion brought unprecedented devastation. Cities were razed and entire populations massacred, leaving deep scars on the country's social and cultural fabric. In the following centuries, the region was ruled by several empires, including the Timurids. These successors to the Mongols attempted to rebuild and restore cultural grandeur, leaving a legacy of artistic and architectural splendor. The 18th century saw the unification of the various tribes and regions under the Durrani dynasty. This process laid the foundation for the formation of the modern Afghan state, defining its borders and identity. Ahmad Shah Durrani is recognized as the father of the modern Afghan nation. His leadership was crucial in establishing a cohesive and independent political entity during a period of great regional turmoil. In the 19th century, Afghanistan became a focal point for interference by European powers, particularly Great Britain and Russia. This period, known as the Great Game, saw the two powers vie for influence in the region. Afghanistan became a battleground during the Anglo-Afghan Wars, a series of conflicts that tested its sovereignty. These wars were a British attempt to control access to India. Despite external pressure, Afghanistan managed to maintain its independence. 1919 marked the formal achievement of independence, a significant achievement after decades of struggle and resistance. The 20th century was a time of great change and turbulence for Afghanistan. Periods of relative stability were interrupted by coups and civil wars, which undermined the country's development. In 1979, the Soviet invasion marked the beginning of a decade of occupation and conflict. This event had profound repercussions, transforming Afghanistan into a Cold War battlefield. The Afghan resistance, known as the Mujahideen, staunchly opposed the Soviet occupation. They were supported by several countries, including the United States, Pakistan, and Saudi Arabia, who saw the conflict as an opportunity to counter Soviet influence. The Soviet withdrawal in 1989 was a victory for the Mujahideen, but it did not bring peace. It left the country in a state of profound instability, with a power vacuum that would soon turn into tragedy. A devastating civil war ensued, with various Mujahideen factions battling for control of the country. This internal conflict caused immense suffering to the population and destroyed much of the country's infrastructure. In 1996, against this backdrop of chaos, the Taliban, a radical Islamist movement, rose to power. They promised order and stability, but imposed a rigid interpretation of Islamic law. The Taliban established a fundamentalist regime characterized by severe restrictions on human rights, particularly those of women. Their leadership isolated Afghanistan from the international community. The September 11, 2001, attacks in the United States radically changed the fate of Afghanistan. In response, the United States and its allies invaded the country, accusing the Taliban of harboring al-Qaeda. The invasion led to the rapid overthrow of the Taliban regime. A new government was established, supported by the international community, with the hope of building a democratic and stable Afghanistan. A long period of conflict and instability followed, with the presence of international forces attempting to stabilize the country and combat the Taliban insurgency. Reconstruction was slow and difficult. In 2021, the withdrawal of foreign troops marked another pivotal moment. The decision led to a rapid retaliation for the Taliban, who regained control of the country within weeks. Today, Afghanistan faces enormous challenges, including deep poverty and a humanitarian crisis. Millions of people depend on international aid for survival, while the economy is on its knees. The struggle for human rights remains a central issue, particularly women's rights. The restrictions imposed by the Taliban have sparked international condemnation and concern for the country's future.